Welcome to Middle Age Can Be Your Best Age, the show designed to help make middle age your prime time of life by defying the notion that once you reach 40, 50, or even 60 years old, your crowning achievements are all behind you. Regardless of whether you're just approaching 40 or are firmly entrenched in your middle years, it's time to launch your very own personal journey toward a joyful and purpose-filled second half of life. Each week, host Roy Richards, an expert on midlife renewal and author of A Midlife Challenge, Wake Up, will discuss the challenges common to middle age and help guide you to a brighter tomorrow. Now, here's Roy.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Middle Age Can Be Your Best Age. Now, I'll direct my first question of the day to you moms, but heck, the question applies to you dads also, in fact, to anyone at middle age, parent or not. Lots of us in our 40s, even early 50s, still have grade school kids, pre-teens, or teenagers at home, and we're well aware that parenting doesn't get any easier just because our offspring no longer are toddlers. And here's the question. Moms, are you always so busy with endless chores, parenting your children, overwhelmed with to-do lists? And if you're a working mom, 8 or more hours on the job each day so that you're totally burned out at the end of the day? Do you tend to put husband, kids, and the job first, pretty much ignoring your dreams and passions in order to take care of and please everyone else? Are you okay with the fact that you essentially have given up on your dreams and aspirations, those that you had in your teens and early 20s, and you're resigned to that sad old saying, life happens? Well, my next guest, successful children's author Rosie J. Pova, is here to tell you why you don't have to abandon your dreams, and she contends with the right strategy you can still make time to redefine and pursue your goals, and she's here to suggest how. And here is Rosie Pova's impressive biography. She's a prolific children's writer, wife, and mother of 3. Among her popular children's titles are Sarah's Song, If I Were You, Haley Queen, Pranking Makes Perfect, The Alien Encounter, and a new book scheduled for release this fall, Sunday Rain. And Rosie is originally from Bulgaria, but now lives in Texas with her husband and kids. She writes primarily for kids of all ages, but also writes poetry, and her poems have appeared in several literary magazines. And she's also a writing instructor in the Dallas, Texas Independent School District and performs frequent elementary school visits to inspire kids' reading, storytelling, writing, and creativity. And hello, Rosie Pova. It's a hearty welcome to Middle Age Can Be Your Best Age.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Roy.
Yeah, let's begin with your own personal story. On your website, you reveal that although you wrote essays, short stories, and in Bulgarian and French as a young girl, as a grown-up, your writing gave way to family, jobs, and just life, as you put it. Sounds familiar, doesn't it, to a lot of moms and dads? What happened back in 2004 that inspired you to revisit your love for writing only a few years after becoming a mom? Was it one single experience or a series of events that got your creative juices flowing again?
Yes, back in 2004, I had already started reading picture books to my young daughter, and I rekindled my love for reading and writing, and those books were beautiful. I just wanted to write them myself. And also, yeah.
Probably said to yourself, I can write books as good as these.
Yes, yeah. Well, you start that way, yeah. You think it's easy, and then you realize it's really not that easy, especially for someone whose language, English is not a native language.
Yeah.
And for me, English was fourth language, so I had a lot to learn. For sure, but it was a passion of mine, and someone had suggested, why don't you write children's books on top of that? And then once I got that bug in my head, I just couldn't stop thinking about it and started writing.
On the surface of it, like you say, it seemed like it'd be so simple because you're writing to like 6-year-olds or whatever. But if you look at your books, they all have a message for the kids, which really makes them stand out. And but you give us 10 tips on following our passions without giving up. We don't have time to discuss all 10 in detail, but can you please describe some of the most important tips that you have?
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to share my experience and the tips. And I would be talking specifically to moms because I can relate, the most. And here's the first thing I want moms to realize, and think about it. Because as loving moms who want the best for our kids, we encourage them to pursue their goals and passions, right? But do we model this behavior to them? And consider this also. What message does it send when moms always take sacrifices for everyone in the family and ignore their own dreams?
Yeah, and you're setting an example for your daughter or for your son, for that matter, by what you're seeking to accomplish later in life and as you pass through adulthood. And if you're not seeking something, they won't be motivated to do the same when they get older, I would think.
Exactly, yeah. What better way to teach them what to reach for in life than, just to model that and show them what it looks like. Because actions, as you know, speak louder than words.
Yeah.
And here are some specific tips that not only will help you follow the passions and dreams that you have in life, but also be an even better parent for that same reason. Well, first of all, commit to your dream. Just work on your mindset so that you envision your dream and believe it is possible. That's really the very first step. Or
if you don't have dreams, you're not likely to accomplish them.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll do self-sabotaging along the way, and all of your efforts would not produce any results, right? If you don't believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So really start believing in that, and then be in charge. Take personal responsibility so you don't blame anyone else for your actions or lack thereof and the outcome that, comes out of that, because you do have choices and you get to decide.
Yeah.
And another tip is focus on the things that you can control. Just forget the things that go wrong.
Yeah.
Because that will give you a sense of empowerment. Here's a big one coming up, and I went through that myself. Cut TV time and use that time to work on your goals. You'd be surprised how much free time you find all of a sudden.
Yeah, especially watching the news programs now with all this crap going on with this impeachment and all this other negative stuff. There are certainly better things to be doing than that.
Yeah, there's always a show you need to see, right? And the morning show, the afternoon show, and it adds up, really. That's precious time. And then also break down your goals into small, doable steps. So that way it doesn't feel overwhelming and not, doing this huge thing, but rather you're doing little steps. And the last one I'll share here is put it on your schedule. Really adopt the no excuses approach to taking 3 to 5 actions consistently, and it will add up. And it doesn't mean that, in following your dream, you become a sloppy parent. You just need to rearrange your routine to make necessary changes so that the plan works.
You make that as your time away from your responsibilities just as much a part of your schedule as doing the dishes or whatever.
Exactly. And just rearranging little things. You'll see the changes right. If you do of your child to a play date, well, use that time to work on your goals and dreams instead, and then do the shopping after you pick them up. Yeah. Or, if you do laundry while they're napping, maybe you can do laundry in the evening when it doesn't require so much focus and energy to be productive. But really, schedule.
Well, after what may have been several years of ignoring our dreams, what's the best way for a mom to get started working on the dreams and pursuing the goals again? How do you shake off the dust, in other words, and get started on that?
Get started with those little changes that you're going to make in your schedule, and really taking it seriously with respect to your time and to yourself, and staying motivated. Really, that's a commitment to yourself.
Well, I bet a lot of moms get enthusiastic over setting and pursuing long-term goals, only to abandon the efforts after one or two or maybe multiple setbacks. We all experience them. Can you suggest how to stay motivated and to get back on track after these setbacks?
Yes, certainly. Those are inevitable. But first of all, find a support group of other moms who are also working toward their goals and who will cheer you on and will also be there for you.
Yeah, it's so important that you make yourself responsible to the support group, telling them that you have such and such an objective, and if you don't meet it, explain why.
Yes, and they will offer support. And in my case, this was my critique group when I started writing, because they understood the sting of rejections and they offered support when I most needed it. Yeah. And that's huge. And another tip is just, and it might sound weird, but view setbacks as opportunities and learn to embrace them and be thankful for them. It's all mindset, and you do learn so much from setbacks. The growth and expansion, refocusing would not be possible without setbacks. And the third helpful thing is just keep a journal of your progress and celebrate every little victory along the way, because this will help you stay motivated and keep you going.
Well, as you resolve to dream and visualize a brighter future, you'll need to set aside some private time so you won't be harassed by child, teenage, and hubby demands. Is it possible to isolate yourself daily, or at least 3 times a week, from your husband and kids for private dream time? What, if any, rules should you attempt to impose on family members to prevent or at least minimize interruptions?
Yes, it is very possible. And that private dream time, as you call it, can be while the kids are after-school activities, sports, play dates, and with younger kids during nap time, like I said, or after the kids are in bed, or before they wake up in the morning, maybe while they're doing homework or watching TV. When I was super busy with 3 small kids back in the day and with a very demanding family plumbing business, I wrote at 5 a.m. in the morning before anyone else woke up. I'd go to bed right after I tucked the kids in, and so that way I could, wake up early and work on my goals. Sometimes I wrote in the car while I was parked in front of the school waiting to pick up the kids. And as for the rules, just talk to your kids and explain that you're working towards something and why it is important to you, and that you need and appreciate their support and respect. And they will get it, maybe not right away, and just do expect interruptions, no question about it. But if you don't cave in, they will understand, and you will earn their respect and support. And I go by this: if they're fed and they're safe, it's all good, and everything else can probably wait 30 minutes or so. And sometimes they'll interrupt with the most random things, right? But if you are consistent and reminding them that this is your private time and you're working on something important, they will get it.
Oftentimes, give in every time they interrupt you.
I know,
you have
because
to be consistent.
what happens is, oftentimes when you're working from home, kids just assume that it's not like real work and that they can, have your attention at any moment for anything that comes to mind. But like I said, they'll get it eventually and be proud of you for following your dreams.
Well, where is the best location? Is it inside or outside your home? Some people, I guess, go to the library or whatever. Or do you have a place in your house you can go where it's best to get away from the hustle and bustle?
Yes. If you focus on that, I'm sure you'll find what works best for you and your family.
Or the car, like you said. Although I don't think I'd want to sit out in the car in an Iowa winter.
Yeah, well, if I have to wait for 25 minutes, I have my notebook, why not write? And I did do that, so it was very productive time.
Well, here's a touchy thing. How can a listener, as a wife and mom, communicate to her spouse and kids that she plans to take periodic time out to refocus on her own dreams? How can she inform them of this without sounding threatening, like maybe you're going to dump them and go your own way?
Right. Yes. Well, that conversation should not sound threatening at all. And it's really a matter of being respectful to the other person and what makes them happy and fulfilled. Because doing what you love energizes you, gives you a sense of satisfaction, and makes you feel like you're worthy of happiness in all aspects of your life. Plus, you'll be more joyous and relaxed, which certainly benefits the whole family, right? So your spouse should be supportive of that. He might even, help you by picking up an extra chore or two to free up some time for you so you can work on your goals. Just communicate your aspirations and come up with a plan, and maybe if you can afford it, even hire some help or babysitter or house help. So.
Well, none of us, including mothers, can accomplish the dream in a vacuum. How soon and to what extent do you include your spouse in pursuit of your goals, and what about your kids? When do they become involved? I mean, is it necessary really to spend a lot of spousal time together to make sure that our dreams are in coordinate with each other? Or how does that work?
It's never too soon to have that discussion. Like I said, hubby should be aware of your aspirations and goals and be on board with the planning for the future. He needs to know really what mom is working on or working toward, and so he can be supportive and not wonder what his wife is doing or what's going on with his wife all of a sudden. He might be more willing to pitch in really with housework and watching the kids, knowing that mom is so much happier when she took the time to pursue her dreams.
Yeah, and again, I bet that starts showing pretty soon, that happiness, once you start really taking time for yourself and start basically loving yourself and what you're doing in life. You're going to be happier and more loving to others. It just works that way every time.
Absolutely. You got it. So, the kids will get it, the spouse will get it. They see you happy, joyous, just more fulfilled, and it's all good. You're working toward a goal that is important to you. You have ambitions. They will see you as a person who really is persistent in achieving her goals, and really they'll be proud of you.
Well, we often hear about the benefits of visualization, where we imagine in exhaustive detail what our lives will be like after we accomplish a goal or transition, even before the final results are in. From your experience, does visualization really work to help you define goals and accomplish them? Did you use that in your procedure when you decided to go back into writing?
Yes, it has worked for me, and not just visualization. I do a lot of lists of steps that I want to take. That way I'm always on track, and I always work toward accomplishing that. And it really, when I put it down on paper, that list gets done. So visualizing, just believing in that goal and wanting it really passionately.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your books. Unlike most guests, you don't write books directly for us, but for our kids and grandkids, depending on our age. What ages do you target? I guess you write different books for different age groups?
Yes, I do. I have several picture books that are for ages 4 to 8. I also have a middle grade novel for ages 8 to 12.
Yeah, I noticed that you had different ages. What I especially liked about your books they give children valuable lessons which hopefully stays with them and guides them as they grow older. For example, what bonding lesson do you give to both parent and child when a mom reads "If I Weren't With You" for her young son or daughter? I love that. It's a mama bear and the baby bear.
Yes, I try not to be didactic in my books and preachy, but yes, they do. If I Were With You opens up a conversation about safety and security, and really mother's love and the bonding between the two. And it's been compared to Guess How Much I Love You and The Runaway Bunny, which is a huge compliment to me.
Well, I understand you have a new children's book coming out later this year, Sunday Rain. Tell us a little about this book and the message you'll be sharing with your young readers in Sunday Rain.
Yes, I'm very excited about that book. I can't wait to share it with the world. Sunday Rain is a story that celebrates imagination, the love of books, and new friendships. And yeah, so
a shy new boy moves into the neighborhood and they play in puddles after a Sunday rainstorm. And I like when the new boy discovers the new friendships are like a new book. You just plunge into the adventure. I like that.
Yes, he's really shy, like, some kids are, and he didn't have any friends because he was new to the neighborhood, but the imagination and the books helped him make that connection and find new friends.
That's a good message both for the new kid in the neighborhood and for the existing kids in the neighborhood because
exactly,
they
yes,
open their circle up and they let some fascinating people in and have a great time. When do you anticipate Sunday Rain will be available for purchase?
Sunday Rain is currently available for pre-orders. It's already on Amazon, but the official release date is September 1st. This year.
So we have to wait a little while.
Yes.
Where's the best place for our listeners to preview and purchase all your books? I guess they're available on Amazon. Is that the best place to go? Or
yes, all books available on Amazon or directly from the publisher. Like I said, Sunday Rain can be pre-ordered, and in celebration of its release, I'm actually going to offer promo gifts with Amazon pre-orders to the first 20 people who order the book and send me a screenshot of the confirmation through this show. So
where would they send that?
They can visit me on my website, which is rosiejpova.com. There's a contact form there, and they can easily reach out and find me.
It's rosiejpova.com. Just for anyone that doesn't know how to spell that. But well, I understand you routinely visit elementary schools to inspire young kids. What are these visits like, and what can the young student expect?
Yes, I love doing school visits. It's really connecting my readers and sharing my story and hopefully offering inspiration through my journey as an immigrant here from Bulgaria, through my writing and publishing experience. I try to make my presentations fun, educational, and inspirational, like I said. So any teachers or librarians out there who would like to invite me to their school, I'd be happy to visit. Again, my website is the best place to find all the descriptions, different programs that I offer, and what to expect. RosieJPova.com. Last name is
How broad is your geographic territory? Do you just visit basically greater Dallas, or could a school librarian or a teacher in Madison, Wisconsin arrange a visit? How broad do you travel?
I could travel all across the country. That is not, and Canada. Yes, that is not a problem.
Okay, no, I didn't want to encourage people to get excited if you only went to North Texas, but if you can get around to other places.
No, it's nationwide. They're welcome to invite me. I'll be happy to visit any school within the United States and Canada, like I said.
And if they want to learn more, they go to rosiejpova.com. Well, in conclusion, so many of us at middle age are simply plodding through life without real purpose. In my book, I call it sleepwalking through life. Worse yet, we may be stressed out because of all our daily demands, but the stress really is from not getting anywhere and not having any plans for the future. And a favorite refrain for those stuck on neutral is if only, awaiting some wonderful external event, which probably never will happen, or if it does, will be replaced by another if only. It's always great to spend a lot of time making excuses for not living out the life of your dreams. Even worse, a lot of us don't even have the foggiest notion of what our dream life would entail or what we're capable of doing. And those in our 50s tell ourselves, well, things will be better in retirement, but they won't be unless we take time out now to plan what that retirement looks like. And you need to map out your own ideal future both before and after retirement. And I trust you will not consider retirement from your job to be retirement from life. And I highly recommend you take Rosie Pova's advice and begin contemplating how you will follow your own dreams and live out your destiny. Fall in love with yourself, and you'll love other people like you love yourself. That's the way it works. And Rosie's own decision 15 years ago to pursue her writing career is an excellent example of what you can accomplish by pursuing your dreams. And thank you so much, Rosie Pova, for joining us today, and we look forward to that Sunday rain.
Thank you, Rob. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Best of success in all that you do, and I definitely would highly recommend if you're a teacher or a school librarian and would like someone to really come out and inspire your kids, that you go to Rosie's website and check out her school visits, because they sound like they really would be fascinating for the young kids. Thanks so much, Rosie, and best of success in all you do.
Thanks again. Take care.
Bye for now. Wow, Rosie makes so much sense. And to follow up and build upon Rosie Pova's inspiring message to you moms, in fact, to every one of us at middle age, that it's essential to take periodic times out from our hectic career, parenting, and household chores to make room for our dreams. Well, I'm going to talk about the most important ingredient to imagining and then building a life of your dreams. And here it is, the most important ingredient. Without question, the most essential ingredient for any positive dream building is the mental vision of you firmly in control. The future of your dreams cannot be solely dependent upon someone else, upon chance, or upon a favorable external event, like picking a winning Powerball number or the death of a rich uncle who unexpectedly names you as primary heir. No, in your dreams for a hopeful, highly fulfilling future, you and you alone, preferably with guidance from God, significant others, and perhaps one or more astute financial advisors, are primarily responsible for determining how, when, where, and with whom you will spend the rest of your life and enjoying living every minute of it. Of course, it's okay to welcome good fortune that comes your way. I wouldn't mind winning the lottery, would you? Who wouldn't? But in planning for your dreams, you cannot depend upon it because it's too uncertain. Furthermore, what success that's appreciated most is success that you've earned, not something that you're freely given. I think we could all agree on that. So would you prefer to dedicate your time, talents, energy, and resources going forward to starting up or managing a business, protecting the environment, serving as a CEO or CFO of your present company or a new company, mentoring disadvantaged youth, running for political office, or writing a novel? Would you rather party with friends or walk alone in the woods? Would you prefer to travel to exotic destinations or to just kick back on the porch of your dream lakeside cottage? Would you prefer to continue in your present career track with your present employer or launch an entirely different venture? Will you retire early? If so, how will you fill your time? Will you take up a new sport or hobby? Will you return to school, online or in person, to explore new horizons, learn new skills, or build upon your current skills? And how much time, money, and energy will you contribute to various religious or charitable causes? And how will you utilize your knowledge and skills to serve the needs of others and have a great time doing it? You know, we really aren't going to be happy and successful in life if we're only serving ourselves, are we? And all these decisions will be yours alone. But here's the second key to success. You will need to sustain your positive self-image, fulfilling your destiny and living life joyfully, full out, regardless of temporary setbacks, failures, or disappointments, because we all are going to have them, aren't we? Once you have firmly in mind who you are, how best you intend to serve others, what your talents are, and where you want to end up, you can face up to and overcome any obstacle. You will learn from past mistakes, but you will never let failings in the past impact your positive self-affirming image or your belief in the future. Now, let's say without warning you lose your present job, a position you relish, one that fits professionally, financially, and emotionally precisely where you want to be at this point in life, and perhaps the job loss was through no fault of your own. Your employer was taken over. That happened to me one time. Or you made a decision, or they made a decision to eliminate the product you're working on or the division you're working in. And which choice will you make if you lose your job? Give up on your dreams, assume all is lost, and live the rest of your life in bitterness, maybe just a job, but not the job of your dreams. Or two, will you sustain your prior vision of a successful, self-confident individual, certain that you will land on your feet by developing a comprehensive action plan and following through on your next steps, job search, entrepreneurial startup, or early retirement, whatever those chosen next steps might be. You know, successful women and men always figure out who they are and where they are headed, so they spring back from adversity and they bring loved ones and close friends along emotionally. It's very different families who the breadwinner loses a job and has no idea what to do next, and a person who has a firm objective in mind. The whole family will face that positively and face it together along the way. And the key is to retain the self-confident vision of who you are, what you bring to the table, and the nature of the opportunity that you're looking for, so that you most certainly will take steps up front to preserve your assets. Then you'll launch a comprehensive transition plan, not a panic job search, but a transition plan with you in charge. Throughout transition, job search, or new business financing, startup financing, you will project a positive image of someone who knows what they want and is fully capable of bringing value to your enterprise, also of bringing others along to a positive conclusion. And what kind of legacy would you most like to leave for future generations? The bottom line, for success at every turn, you simply must remain CEO of you. After all, who else is better qualified for the role? I'm not about to turn that role over for myself, and I'm sure you're not either. If you're married and have kids, they certainly are on your board of directors, as are your bosses on the job. But that doesn't mean that you have to give in. You're still the one in charge and have to make that decision. Never forfeit the responsibility as the one person in charge of your personal welfare and happiness. Never let someone else or immediate circumstances take control of your life. And want some help in taking charge? How about a comprehensive roadmap to a joyful, prosperous, and purposeful second half of life? May I recommend my first book, A Midlife Challenge, Wake Up, by Rosie C. Richards. You'll find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or through our website, middleagerenewal.com. And my book contains 18 chapters packed through with advice, including 23 self-help exercises, and in the final chapter, a comprehensive pre-launch checklist to begin your journey to a joyful, in-control life. And after all, you have nothing to lose but stress and frustration, which none of us needs in our lives. And very soon now, I expect to welcome you and yours into the ever-expanding congregation of blissful, committed, and successful midlife winners. Hope that the description quits. If not now, it soon will. And best of success on the journey. Bye for now.
You've been listening to Middle Age Can Be Your Best Age, hosted by Roy Richards, an expert on midlife renewal and author of both A Midlife Challenge, Wake Up, and Wake Up, Captain and Crew, Restart Your Engines. You can learn more about Roy and his Middle Age Renewal Training System by visiting his website, middleagerenewal.com.